Welcome everyone to the first Diario Crypto Investor in English. This is the first session. We are recording in English, as you know. For many of you, we already have the Portuguese, versions of crypto news with daily updates, weekly updates, and everything that is relevant happening in the crypto world. Today is our very first episode in English, and therefore we have to choose a very special guest. So we have here, straight from Massachusetts, US, now living in London, Mark Rodman. He's the guy that perhaps many of you already know. He's behind the rpnCHILLED YouTube channel, which stands for Red Pill and Chilled. That's the name, which is a channel broadly speaking about crypto and some political ideas. I'll hand over to Mark. Mark, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, your channel, your background, how you started on crypto.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm very happy to be here. It's very cool to be doing collaborations with other guys as well, especially in crypto, because it's like crypto is growing and it's going to become such a big part of everybody's life. It's just not everybody's realized it yet. And but yeah, so yeah, as you said, I'm originally from the States, but because of my parents' work, the entire family moved over here. We moved to the UK and now living in London. I'm just trying to find my way in life, and I just found myself during lockdown finding like a new thing, a new hobby, so to speak, that I wanted to pick up. And I stumbled upon crypto because although maybe some of your audience is more focused on buying individual coins or trading, maybe day trading, I don't know. I'm more of a mining guy. I prefer to mine crypto because it's like it's more of a passive income opportunity as I see it. And as right now I'm currently studying my master's degree, I felt like it would be right before I started studies that building my own rig and increasing my overall income, it's a great opportunity. And I am currently mining Ethereum. Basically, it's one of the strongest top 2 crypto currency, and it's not going to last forever because crypto is going, Ethereum is going proof of stake, and that basically means that we only have a few more months to mine it. But I mean, it's very profitable, contrary to some people's opinions, like, if you mine crypto, what's going to happen? Is your electricity bill going to go through the roof? Like, everybody asked me this question, and I'm like, yeah, there is, your electricity bill does go up, but you still make profit, and that's as long as you buy the right graphics cards. And but yeah, my channel, I also talk about political stuff because I just feel like crypto and finding financial independence is the most red pill and chilled thing anybody could do, and everybody should try to do that and not blame the government for their problems, and just move on and have independent life, and try not to blame other people for your issues. Just be independent, and yeah, maybe pay less taxes.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. In terms of, I think for lots of guys that perhaps are just, perhaps are on the same mindset and everything else, for whoever would like to start mining, how did you start? What kind of gear did you choose in the beginning, and why? And perhaps how much did you pay, like, to have the whole setup, as it is?
Yeah, wow. So I think it was around July of this year when I even thought of getting the rig stuff, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna do it. And I just watched YouTube tutorials. I saw what they were doing, what they went for, and what kind of motherboards they recommended. And basically what you are doing, you're building a computer, but you're building a computer that's very different from like a gaming computer. You're not building like, you know, a photo editing computer. You're creating so you grab a motherboard and a CPU. You make sure they're compatible. You get a power supply, you get the RAM, and you get the memory. And you don't need much memory, but just something to put the mining software on. And then the most important asset that you need to buy after that is the graphics cards. And I spent I think close to £4,000 on graphics cards, and the motherboard, all the other stuff, that's like, it's not as expensive. I just bought like the cheapest motherboard available, like £100. But yeah, so I documented the process on my channel. Like if you guys are interested, like I even I'll send it to you. And it goes over even like my mistakes, because I actually burned through 4 motherboards, so which cost me like £300. But I kept going, because like once you already have all the stuff, you might as well just make sure you know how to do it, and even if you screw up. And it's actually very embarrassing to admit it, because most miners, they've never screwed up that bad. But if I'm very like, I'm okay with admitting my embarrassing mistakes, because I hope if somebody hears of how many motherboards I went through, I could be that example. Like, don't screw up. Just focus on your getting the right motherboard, and you know, like. Yeah, so but to answer your question, I spent about like £5,000, and I've gotten back about £1,000. So £4,000 left to go until I break even. It's gonna take another 9 months.
All right. So how much you making like per month in terms of monthly?
Monthly, I'm making. It's not easy to estimate, but I'm making. I can do it more in daily terms, and then we can figure out from there.
Oh, yeah.
I make about $20 a day at the moment.
All right.
From Ethereum mining, not anything else I'm doing. And I could actually bring that up to $23, $24 a day, because I have one. I actually have one graphics card that I'm kind of modifying it at the moment, and it needs to be kind of fixed.
Oh, wow.
And once it is fixed, then this one is quite expensive. This is a £600 graphics card.
Which one is it? Is that one?
It's the RX 5700 XT, and it's quite profitable. It makes about $2-3 a day. I have to double check that, but yeah, that's once I get it up and running, it's going to be my most powerful graphics card asset, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
It's
So
all
you
about the
build them
mega
all
hash.
in series or parallel? Are they like all the GPUs you have, or the graphics? Are they like stacked in a way? I mean, they work all together, I guess.
You mean like
all plugged into the motherboard?
They're all plugged into the motherboard, yeah. But you can have different ones. You don't have to have like all the same ones, yeah. But that's actually something I realized after I built my first mining rig, that I should have bought all of the same models. because the reason why is because once you build all the once you put all of them together, and you have different models, different different caliber GPUs, then you have different overclocks.
Right.
Do you know what overclocks are?
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
So it's like you want to tell, like, if you imagine your GPU is like an engine of a car or of a ship, it's like you're modifying it to run at a different speed that it normally wouldn't. It's like bringing up your horsepower a little bit, or your top speed to maybe 125 miles per hour instead of 120 miles per hour.
Yeah.
And then also burning less fuel, so to speak, or electricity. So like undervolting it. And so yeah, once you learn how to build a mining rig, you need to learn how to keep it running and also maximize profit. And so it's only half the battle once you know how to do it. But now, like, if you want, I can build a mining rig for you in 30 minutes. Like, so it's like once you learn how to do it, it becomes like a natural skill, and it's quite amazing. Like,
and since we are here, obviously in Portugal, where there's plenty of sun throughout the whole year, I guess, like, perhaps a little bit how it would be in Southern California or something like that. I mean, I guess you could even run it off solar powers. I mean, solar panels.
Do you have solar panels, or?
Yeah. It's just quite a common thing to see. I mean, I wouldn't say everyone has. Obviously, down south in Algarve, it's more common because, you know, actually Algarve has, I was checking the other day, has more hours of sunlight than actually California. So it's pretty, you know, it's sun throughout the whole year. Obviously, it also rains and everything like that every so often, but nevertheless, you know, if I was in Algarve, it would definitely be something I would be considering.
Yeah, no, I actually, before we were gonna start this session, I thought, like, oh man, Jose, you better start mining one day, because it's so profitable. Like, I mean, you could either buy, and we can have this debate, like, is it better to buy or is it better to mine? And it's kind of 50-50. It depends on what crypto you're interested in. But it's a great money making opportunity, especially for speculative.
And it's passive,
you know,
I guess. So for all of you guys, when we say about passive income, obviously it's not something you have to be looking at charts every day. You know, it's basically it's as the word says, it's passive. So, you know, money comes to you. The only thing you have to do is, like as Mark says, invest on the gear, good gear. Apart from the motherboard, don't have to be that good, but definitely good GPUs. Set it all up. Yeah, I mean, it's but I mean, you were saying obviously in a few months we know Ethereum is going to go POS, so proof of stake. So what's your plan once it goes POS?
That's a very good question. I'm not quite worried about it yet. So I think it's gonna go proof of stake in February. I have to double check that. But there's going to be a difficulty bomb, and then they're going to go proof of stake. But it's been delayed for the last like year and a half, 2 years. Like, they've been talking about it, like about going into Ethereum 2.0.
Yeah, 2.0, yeah.
Which it speeds up the transactions, and well, it becomes green because of proof of stake, and I'm trying to remember the other like benefits of it, but
obviously it will be deflationary. So obviously, you know, it will accelerate the burn. For investors, that is a very good thing. Because it's obviously all to do with the law of offer and demand. As the demand increases, the offer will be reducing. So obviously the market capital will go up, the value, proposition of the company will go up. So, obviously for the miners, that is not a good thing. But I guess, I mean, there's plenty of guys mining all sorts of things, even Monero, which had some issues not long ago. I'm not sure how you see that in terms of comparing with other stuff.
Yeah, Monero was traditionally mined by CPU mining, so it was like you could do it with just, you don't even need a graphics card. You could just like use your chip, your processor chip, just to mine it, because it didn't require a lot. But that was like two and a half years ago. Now I'm not sure how people mine it. Is it graphics cards now? But you could get paid out in Monero, so like you could mine Ethereum, but get paid out in other cryptocurrencies. And that's actually, just to go back to your question, because I think it's a great question. In February, if it goes proof of stake, yeah, I'll probably switch over to Ravencoin, Ergo, or Fyro, Flux. I don't know, one of those, because they tend to be the top four that everybody's mining outside of Ethereum, and apparently they're more profitable. But the reason why I'm mining Ethereum is because I'm mined directly to my Coinbase wallet.
Oh wow, that's good.
And it's one of the only coins I know that you can mine directly to your exchange. And because a lot of cryptos, like a lot of miners, the miner community, we're mining cryptos that are speculative and they're not on exchanges yet, but we're very bullish on them, and that's why we mine them. We mine them before they explode.
Ah, wow. Yes,
so it's like, so in the case you do the coin explodes, you have a lot of it. And
because you are paid in that specific coin. In your case, what goes to your Coinbase wallet? Is it ETH or is it USDT?
It's ETH, yeah, pure ETH. Then after, you can obviously exchange it to pounds, and that's the only problem, because every time you do, like, you convert it to something else, there is a little bit of a fee. So I need to learn how to reduce those fees, and because that's how they get you. Like you think you make $100, but then it's 97, and then it's 93, and then you get like $90 in the end. So
yeah, I mean, in terms of like gas fees and stuff, like, do you know the percentage? Like, is it a big cut? Like,
I don't know. I don't know about like proportionally, like to other cryptos, but Ethereum does have high gas fees, so you're going to be waiting a while for your payment to go through. That slows down the payment. But Ethereum 2.0 is supposed to solve that. Apparently, one of the like aims of 2.0. But that we'll see how that turns out. But I feel Ethereum. This is not like financial advice. We have to do those disclaimers on YouTube, but I feel like it will 3x, maybe surpass 10K.
This time next year, or before that, or
after it goes proof of stake, maybe a year into it, I think. Assuming it goes to proof of stake, and I hope they keep their promises, because they have delayed, but I think they'll get it done.
Yeah, I mean, you are. I can see definitely you are really not. You are really on the conservative side, because I don't know if you know, like, guys like Raoul Paul, Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy, and guys like that. They think like by this time next year we could be on 20K, if not even higher than that. Who knows? It's always unpredictable, but Michael Saylor even says he actually thinks Ethereum could be, or ETH could be on the 20K level, or cross that actually by the end of March. So nevertheless, at some point next year, that's going to happen. That's what most people believe. So I don't know, could be a really good investment, if you think you do your homework, and if you think that's obviously good for you, it works out for you. but the next year we hope to be like a very, very good year. Are you bullish on? Will you be bullish on Ethereum still next year?
Yeah, I mean, I'm bullish. Like, I'm a realist. Like, so I will like, I'll never. The only thing I'm kind of crazy about is Shiba Inu. It's a meme. Like, it's like, you know, if you spend a day's wages or of your salary on Shiba Inu and it 100x, it's worth it, even if it goes in the dust. Like, so it doesn't matter whether it does. It's just if it's like if the expected gains are high, it's worth to buy. You know, like or mine, whatever you want to do. But Ethereum, yeah. So I'm not like I've heard people say it will surpass Bitcoin and it'll go to 70K. I'm not like that. I don't. Maybe, but that's like, wow, like that would be amazing for my portfolio. But
yeah, I think, I mean, the interesting thing is, as I see, and I don't know if you ever had a look at, you know, or ever heard about Metcalfes Law. So, you know, as the basically, you know, the value of a network more than anything else is actually the number of nodes that the network has. Nodes, which could be like, obviously, you know, in terms of adoption, people who are using the network. That's actually more important. That's the law, you know, Metcalfes Law. That's more important than the tech. That's more important than the market. You know, well, marketing will bring the nodes. But basically, the formula here is the square of the nodes. So if you have 2 nodes, it's 2 squared. If you have 4, it's 4 squared. So as you can see, every single person that is added to the pool just one person will bring a lot of value, because it will be the square of that in terms of like 15, 16, a million, 1,500,000. So it'll always be going up. So which means that the growth is always going to be parabolic rather than a simple exponential flat. So that's how I can see things going absolutely crazy, because it's not like we cannot just look at the past saying, oh, it took X amount of months to get here, therefore it's going to take X amount of months to get, you know, to an equal growth, because it doesn't work like that. According to Metcalfes Law and other you know, laws, actually, as it goes parabolic, the time is actually compressed, so you take much less time, much less effort to achieve the same results or even higher results. So that's why I'm expecting ETH and even Solana and the others we spoke about this week, but like to go really, you know, to really higher. It's not financial advice, once again, but I think 2022, you know, as we see Facebook going in, as we see Jack Dorsey from Twitter leaving Twitter, which was his baby, to go to Square, to rebrand Square to Block and be focused now just on blockchain technology and cryptocurrency. I think all these big dogs, they know that this is
something's up.
The new game in town, and you know, they want a big piece, you know, a big part of this
piece of the pie.
Yeah, it's normal, and whoever comes first come, first serve. Has always been the case. So coming in early to the game always has its advantages. So I don't know how you see that, but you know, are you into the metaverse already? Into any of that stuff? NFTs?
That was news to me about Jack Dorsey. I just know he left, and I know his replacement, and I can give you a political take on that, but I didn't know about where he left to. So that's great that he is, even though I don't particularly, like, I'm not fond of him as a person, you know, like, gee, Jack Dorsey, Twitter censorship, and yeah, like big tech and their disdain for public discourse, and you know, a lot of people getting banned for saying like mildly lukewarm things, like hardly offensive, you know, at all, like, and
yeah, if it doesn't fit their agenda, they will just get any excuse to you know, censor you and block you. So.
Yeah, so there are so many cases of it. Like Sargon of Akkad, he got his YouTube channel got demonetized. He's a UKIP politician, but he's more famous for YouTube, and he lost his income because of that. I mean, he still gets donations and stuff, so there's nothing to worry about. But you know, the fear of that happening to any of us, like any of us YouTubers, that's should be on everyone's like mind. Like, what if I say something mildly offensive, and then that's it? It's over. Like,
sure. I mean, and actually, we were. I mean, not saying the words, but like even before we started this show, I mean, we actually were saying, like, you know, we have to refer to some things as the C thing or as the V thing, medication V, because, you know, obviously if we say the stuff as it is, there are consequences for you know, for saying it, and we have to be mindful of that. But yeah, I mean, not being a fan of the guy either, I think the guy is not, you know, he must be at least a little bit clever. And moving now from, you know, his baby to Square and rebranding Square as Block. So Facebook rebranded as Meta, and now him rebranding Square as Block. You know, they know what they're doing, obviously. So it's like they definitely want to be a big piece. You know, the metaverse is up for grabs, and the space there.
It's good to hear that, though. I mean, regardless of what you think of them, like, it's good that they're moving to blockchain and
yeah. I mean, actually, just like to just have an idea that the day, I mean, we actually did some news on that. That very day that Facebook was rebranded to Meta, which now Meta basically is like a group that holds Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and all the rest. So instead of being Facebook, now Meta hosts all those ones. But the day that it was rebranded as Meta, for instance, Mana, which is the token for Decentraland, went up 400% on that day. So 400% in one day.
Wow.
So that's like insane.
That's good gains.
Yeah. So that's really insane. But it's really to see like what I'm actually, you know, despite what I think about them, I think they will bring adoption, they will accelerate it, and accelerating it, but going back to the Metcalfes Law, that will bring more nodes, exponential growth. So that's what I'm thinking. 2022, you know, might be a very, very, very good year.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree. It's only going to get bigger. It's just, the question is which top 10 tokens will remain top 10, because the dynamic will be shifting. And I mean, Bitcoin is, I see Bitcoin as a legacy coin. And also I want to point out, I don't know if your viewers know, but you can't mine Bitcoin the same way you can mine altcoins, and they're called altcoins because they're an alternative to Bitcoin.
sure.
Bitcoin can only be mined with ASIC miners, which is like, they are very expensive units you buy from China for about $6,000 minimum, something like that, just to mine Bitcoin.
Wow.
Because if you try with most graphics cards, you're not going to be able to mine like a sufficient amount, and you're not going to be able to compete with those big farms. And they're just these like big boxes that give you like enough mega hash or giga hash to mine Bitcoin, and that's why there's a lot of concerns that it's not the greenest you know, coin, but
of course.
So it's like, which one of these guys will go and which one of these guys will stay? That's I'm very interested in that, you know.
Yeah, we'll see how it pans out, but I think it will be a very interesting year. Even this end of the year will hopefully show some signs of recovery. There are things pointing to that, perhaps with some sellout on early Jan, but nevertheless 2022 has all the ingredients basically for it to be, you know, an amazing year. Yeah, I mean, we'll keep our eyes on that. Mark, I don't know if you have any closing thoughts. This is just our first session. Obviously, we will leave on the description, guys. You can check, Mark's channel, the rpnCHILLED. Very, very, very interesting, content, and not just about crypto. So it makes it a very, very interesting channel. Yeah, Mark, any closing thoughts? We'll have other sessions, but for today.
Yeah, I thought we covered a lot of stuff, and I'd love to do it again. Maybe I host a thing next time, and we take turns, or whatever you want to do. And yeah, let's keep building the community. Let's build a network. I just want to say a couple things about my channel. So check it out. It's rpnCHILLED. So if you love a little conservative stuff, you don't like paying taxes, you like big gains, come on over. I got good stuff for you.
Yeah, definitely, man. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you on the next show. I'm Jay, that was Mark from rpnCHILLED. Check on the descriptions, give a like if you like the content, support the channel, subscribe Mark's channel as well, and ours if you haven't done so, and see you on our next show. Peace, guys.